5 p.m. Good afternoon. I'm going to call this regular meeting of the board to order. May we have roll call, please?
Trustee Aragon.
Present.
Trustee Kwong. Present. Trustee Chin Lau. Trustee Gibson.
Here.
Trustee Wong.
Here.
Trustee Liu. Trustee Silver.
Here.
Thank you. Do we have any public comment on closed session agenda? We do not. Thank you very much. We're now going to recess to closed session. Government Code 54957.6, Conference of Labor Negotiators. 2, Government Code Section 54956.9D2, Conference with Legal Counsel on Existing Litigation. And Government Code 54957, Evaluation of Employee. We'll return at 6:30. Thank you. I'm hungry. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to call this meeting of the board to order at 6:39 p.m. For D1, there was no action in closed session to report. 2, roll call, please.
Trustee Aragon,
Present.
Trustee Kwong,
Here.
Trustee Chin Lau, Trustee Gibson,
Here.
Trustee Wong,
Here.
Trustee Liu,
Here.
Trustee Silver,
Here.
Student Trustee Wong.
Here.
Thank you. We'll go now to our land acknowledgement, which I will read tonight. Thank you. Pasadena City College is a learning community within the indigenous homelands of the people who have been known as the Gabrielino Band of Mission Indians of the Shishikwanga Village and Quiche Nation. Tonight, we acknowledge the painful history of genocide and forced removal from this land on which we gather. We also honor the legacy of the African diaspora and recognize that the United States as we know it was built at the often fatal expense of forcefully enslaved Black people. We are indebted to their labor and the labor of many Black and brown bodies that continue to work in the shadows for our collective benefit. PCC and its faculty, staff, and students recognize that we are all simultaneously teachers, learners, and guests on these lands. This acknowledgement is a small part of an ongoing process of working to raise awareness about histories that are too often erased or forgotten, to recognize our place in this history, and to affirm our commitment to social justice, systemic change, and anti-racism. Thank you. Next, we'll have our Pledge of Allegiance. Student trustee, for one last time, would like to lead us in the pledge?
Gladly. If everyone could please stand. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Student Trustee Wong, for your service. We are now going to do exciting but also bittersweet administration of the oath of office for our next student trustee. Is Daria here? Okay, Daria, will you join me at the podium right there, please? All right. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Daria Darakshani,
Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations. Let's do a quick photo with our, I know we're going to recognize our folks in a second, but photo with our new student trustee in the front. So, yeah, please join us. Okay, take your seat. Okay. Okay. Can I get a motion to approve our agenda tonight?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Liu. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee my goodness, sorry, Trustee Gibson. He's sitting right next to me. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. We'll first go to the student trustee for the approval of the agenda.
Aye.
Thank you. The rest of the board, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Thank you. Next, we'll take a second for our introduction and recognitions. Tonight, we are pleased to pay tribute to two special individuals who have given so much of their time and energy over the last academic year. I'm, of course, speaking about our outgoing Associated Students President, Alfredo Martinez, and our student trustee, Irene Wong, who hopefully is still here. Yes, right there. Could you both come to the speaker podium, please? My colleagues will join me in a second. President Martinez, on behalf of our colleagues here on the Board of Trustees, we'd like to express our gratitude for your service to students. You've been engaged with us throughout the year and advocated strongly for student interests, and you've never hesitated to bring up a question or concern on behalf of the student body to the board or any other leaders here on our campus community. You've been an incredibly strong partner for the students here at Pasadena City College, and we wish you all the best for your next steps. We'd like to present you with this honorary plaque to you on behalf of the board. And next, certainly not last, our student trustee Wong. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we've deeply, deeply enjoyed serving with you on our board here in our community in this capacity. You have been incredibly diligent and hardworking on behalf of students, from our board meetings to committee meetings to your business meetings with AS, and you have had a really beautifully intricate command of the details of what it means to govern and to lead by example. And so you've been an incredibly powerful voice for students here at PCC, and we know that you're destined to do incredible things in your future. So we'd also like to present you this plaque on behalf of our board. And if everybody can get up again, we'll take another quick photo with our outgoing AS president and student trustee. And of course, I know that our next Associated Students President is also in the room here today, Chloe Dang. Can we give her a round of applause? And I think she's going to be taking the spot on the dais in lieu of President Martinez. Does any of my colleagues, if you have any comments, you're welcome to make any comments for our student trustee, former student trustee, oh my goodness, Wong, and former President Martinez. If anybody wants to say anything, you're welcome to. Trustee Liu?
I mean, I mentioned it last week already, just thanking them for their wonderful service towards students and this college. And I'm glad y'all got to come to one more meeting so we could have you for one last meeting. And congratulations again, y'all.
Thank you so much for all your work and working so well with us. Appreciate it.
Yes. Congratulations. You've done a wonderful job. You represented your student body really well. You spoke out when necessary, and you provided a lot of thoughtful comments, and you made a contribution to this board.
Yes, I want to say that, echo what my colleague said, but in particular to the two individuals that I got to spend some time with, some real quality time when we did some of our lobbying, excuse my voice, and just your character, speaks volumes, and I look forward to all the things that you're going to do. I know you're transferring to the universities, and I know you're going to the universities of your choice, so congratulations, and continue the great work, and stay in touch and let us know what's happening on that side of the world. Thank you.
And to both of you, I hope this isn't goodbye, but farewell for the time being. Please return. You have so much to offer our students of the future, and we just would love to hear what life is like for you going forward, and please don't stay away too long.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay, we'll go on to our next item, which is public comment on non-agenda items. This is the time and place for members of the public to address the board on items that are not on the agenda but are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. Under state law, comments are to be directed toward the board, not to staff or other members of the public, and state law prohibits the board from discussing or acting on any issue not on the agenda. Under the board's bylaws, meetings of the board are to be held in a civil, orderly, and respectful manner, and disrupting, disturbing, or otherwise impeding the orderly conduct of the meeting and where physical violence or threats of physical violence directed towards any person or property are expressly prohibited. The board deeply respects the First Amendment rights that apply during public comment. However, speakers are also cautioned that under California law, no person is immune from liability for making intentionally false or defamatory comments regarding another person because those comments are made at a public meeting. In addition, personnel matters are confidential, and persons who have complaints against employees of the district are encouraged to seek resolution of those complaints by utilizing established complaint procedures rather than orally addressing them at a meeting. The board assumes no responsibility for a speaker's liability or intentionally false or defamatory statements the speaker may make regarding any person during the opportunity for comment. And now I'll hand it over to Trustee Liu to manage our comments for today.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have a few public comments on non-agenda items. First public comment from Melissa Michelson.
As a quick reminder, you have 3 minutes for your comment. And colleagues, if we hit the 15-minute threshold, I will ask for an extension to make sure we can accommodate everybody's comments today.
Ready? Tell me when the timer has started.
I'll start it whenever you start.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, I'm starting. My name is Professor Michelson. I wanted to come here to tell you I'm extremely disappointed in this school and what is amounting to hostile work environment and not supporting students and their teachers. Campus climate should always be a concern, and I know you're concerned about that. I'm referring to trying to get a couple of tack boards installed in our classrooms for students to use. It shouldn't be this hard, and I really shouldn't have to be here bringing this to your attention. After putting in the request online, it being ignored, and then over 7 emails back and forth with the facilities over the past 4 months, through the runaround and/or ignored emails, I've been trying to communicate with the head of construction and facilities, Mr. Lorette. I even offered to facilitate and coordinate the effort to save time and energy from my department staff, offering to take measurements myself of the boards, going above and beyond my job duties as a professor here. In discussions, my dean approved the placement of the boards in the classrooms. That should be the end of the story. But what Mr. Lorette is now saying is department staff should put in a request. And if there's money in our budget, we should then get brand new ones, putting the burden on staff, students, and faculty. 2 weeks ago, I asked him which of the 8 boards he is saying is unacceptable to reuse. I'm asking to reuse several boards that are in the W building, which you are planning to demolish. And as usual, I have gotten no answer from him, so that was 2 weeks ago. The PCC president hasn't said anything either. He was CC'd. We shouldn't have to take thousands of dollars out of PCC's budget to buy something when we have it sitting there, which will eventually be thrown away. It's bad enough that you want to demolish the W building and L buildings for no reason without ever being shown expert reports proving a need or discussing cost comparisons of fixing versus repurposing the buildings versus tearing them down and building new, or ever discussing a statistical need for doing so. Where are your numbers? Similar to Mr. Lorette, there's no support. We teach our students to support their argument, but that doesn't happen here at higher levels. There are no numbers even in the original master plan, now 5 years old, or the revised plan from last year. PCC doesn't have the money in the $565 million bond to even put a new building in W once it is demolished. And the Bond Oversight Committee can tell you this. With Altadena now gone, people are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to rebuild, and they're lowering their property taxes. No one in their right mind will be approving another bond for PCC anytime soon. Above student and faculty protests last year, you kicked out the dance students from the W building with their large studios upstairs and jammed them into other spaces on campus. You kicked out the faculty from their offices and jammed them into other spaces. And you're moving the Veterans Center again.
Apologies, the timer system isn't functioning, but there's 30 seconds left, but I'll give you 45 seconds.
Okay,
Thank you, Professor.
I'm pretty much wrapping up. So anyway, now when faculty are requesting repurposing a couple of TAC boards, PCC's head of facilities and construction refuses to have a few boards unscrewed and installed in classrooms for students to use. Students are taping their work on the wall, and it flops down, it looks terrible, and we have no place to put maps and teaching materials. So last I checked, we're supposed to be going green. Some students are here that spearheaded that resolution last year, and repurposing is the ultimate green. So it just doesn't have to happen this way. It doesn't have to happen right away, but I'm requesting some good faith collaboration and communication on this, not excuses. Thank you.
Thank you. And we're gonna fix the light system really quickly.
One moment, folks. And if it's okay, let's leave the mics on just so Trustee Liu can thank you. Pretend you hear elevator music in your head.
Oh, looks like it's working. I was just thinking we should, like, when stoplights stop and you have the actual signs.
Is it working? You want to try it?
I think it's working.
Okay.
Great.
All right, let's keep going.
All right. Next public
Thank
comment. Thank you so much, Professor Michelson. Next public comment from Emily Fernandez.
Hello. Thank you so much for all the work and concern on these issues of decarbonization and divestment. We have some students who are going to be speaking, and I'm just here to speak about the link between decarbonization and divestment, but also the anti-war club movement. I know you all know this, but I just wanted to bring it to the forefront. War and military violence is ecologically damaging, burning immeasurable amounts of fossil fuel that will stay in our atmosphere for generations, much like the trauma it causes. Fighting over oil and gas have increased the death and harm to all of us. If we look at the examples of even like a place like Mozambique, where oil companies are colluding with warlords to push people off their ancestral land, if we look to other places and even our own neighborhood, and let's not forget that Trump's biggest donors are the oil companies. So we are asking that you divest. But if we divest but still burn fossil fuels, we are defeating the purpose, and vice versa. That's why we are calling to divest and decarbonize as soon as possible. So thank you for all the work you have done on this. We just want to keep it at the forefront. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Next public comment from Tony Vong.
Good evening, Board of Trustees. I just want to make this quick because I have a final due in 2 hours, but the Environmental Club and the Anti-War Club have done some research on the investments of Pasadena City College Foundation, and we found funds that hands out and shares their list of companies that they invest in, and we also made research regarding those companies as well, so we're hoping to share them right here. But just here, but here's just a few of the details that we found. British Petroleum, one of the companies, created the largest oil spill in the entire history of marine oil drilling. PetroChina, an oil company in China, evicted Burmese farmers from their own land in order to create pipelines for oil extraction. And they also got caught in illegal black market oil trading as well, causing the Chinese government to confiscate funds from them as well that they procured from selling those crude oil exports. ExxonMobil, Chevron, and British Petroleum even got mentioned in a study, a peer-reviewed study that assigned them to creating at least $2 trillion in damages from heat-related damages alone from 1950 to the 21st century. And not only that, but ExxonMobil also supplied oil to the Israeli military for its genocide in Palestine. And I'd even bring up the fact that Raytheon created an entire surveillance system that helped ICE deport immigrants as well. So the consequences of all these oil companies and weapons contractors have resulted in all of these effects coming back to us in the form of wildfires, as well as immigration raids that are happening throughout LA County. That's just one I wanted to share, and I hope that keeps in your mind. Thank you.
Thank you, and good luck on your final. Next public comment from Sam Burnt.
Hey y'all, my name is Sam Burnt. I go by he, him pronouns. I'm here to speak about PCC's decarbonization resolution, Resolution 799, which set the goal to decarbonize PCC's campus and fleet by December 2030. This resolution passed in December 2023. Since then, there's been some really great progress in decarbonizing aspects of the campus, including transitioning its equipment for landscaping and ground operations, and as a result, PCC being designated the first AZGA certified green zone in Pasadena, as well as joining the Association for Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education. All of this is amazing and should be celebrated, so thank you. I am becoming concerned, however, about the timeline with regards to building decarbonization. One of the first steps in making any plan is identifying the problem. In this case, that is, what are the natural gas meters and natural gas appliances that exist on PCC's campuses? How many are there? And where are they? It's not clear to me that this information yet exists in an organized document. Once this information is known and shared, admins can begin tangibly planning out what is to be done by December 2030, and the public can have greater transparency into this process. Decarbonizing by 2030 is, after all, a citywide goal, held by the City Council, by PUSD, and by you, PCC. This is something the community wants and has been pushing for years, and the fires that we experienced in January have only reinforced this resolve. To that end, we would like to be involved in this process. With only 5 years remaining, there needs to be all hands on deck to achieve this goal. And so we ask that you please establish a community advisory group for campus decarbonization so that PCC can utilize the incredible resources this city and this campus have to offer. Please let us be involved in this process and let us walk in lockstep towards a cleaner and greener future together. Thank you.
Thank you. Next public comment from Ava Gonzalez.
Good evening, board members. I hope you're well. I would like to comment on the need to create an inventory list of natural gas appliances, building off of Sam's comment. We don't know how many there are or where they are, and there are a couple of reasons for why this would be beneficial. For one, creating an inventory list of natural gas appliances in the campus buildings will help keep track of the decarbonization process as we replace them with appliances that run on renewable energy. In helping to keep track of the decarbonization process, making a list will also help centralize the various sustainability projects related to decarbonizing PCC's buildings. It will complement other sustainability initiatives, such as ASHE, by acting as a reference for future plans to decarbonize by 2030. Just as importantly, the creation of a list shows transparency by presenting to the public how PCC is living up to its carbon-free 2030 promise that it made to our school's community. This would additionally make it easier for the community to show appreciation for the school's administration and their actions as we see the school decarbonize campus buildings through this list. I'd really love for you all to consider this suggestion of making an inventory list of natural gas appliances. A number of us speaking here today are sacrificing time that would otherwise be spent studying, submitting finals, and even grading. Thank you again for your time, and please think on these ideas.
Thank you. Next public comment from Robert Schaefer.
Hello again, board. My name is Robert, a PCC student. As we're renewing our demands this week for an agendized vote for the Board of Trustees to recommend the PCC Foundation divest from oil and weapons companies, I'd like to provide reasons for why this demand is in keeping with PCC's stated values in response to recent events in the Los Angeles area this week. As for divestment from the targeted companies of Raytheon, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics, Northrop Grumman, Thales, L3Harris, BAE Systems, and Elbit Systems. As much as they are a great way of rejecting the predatory arms trade that inflicts violence internationally, it is also a great way to reject violence against immigrants and even citizens here in the United States as well. LA demonstrations against deportations of community members over the past few days have been reportedly surveilled by Homeland Security by MQ-9 Reaper Predator drones, complete with an installed Raytheon Sea-View multi-mode radar. Whether or not facial surveillance was used is dependent on whether or not you believe the claims of the officials conducting the surveillance. Most aerial deportations conducted by ICE are completed with Boeing's 737, 767, and 777 aircraft. In 2018, New York Times reported that Border Patrol proposed using Raytheon's military-grade directed energy heat ray to attack immigrants on the U.S.-Mexico border to induce, quote, agonizing pain following President Trump's calls for extreme action against migrants. A similar act was also proposed to attack Black Lives Matter protesters in Washington, D.C. in 2020. Elbit Systems has promised to export their surveillance techniques that have been field-proven against Palestinians in the occupied territories by building surveillance towers on sacred Native American lands, even to the protest of reservation governments. We believe divestment from the aforementioned target companies is an actionable step to take in service of environmental justice, immigrant justice, and peace in our communities and world. Thank you for your time and consideration on this issue and working to create a safe space for students at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Next public comment from Anna Krajewska.
I'm Anna Krichka. I teach humanities here at PCC. And since our last visit to discuss divestment, we presented an information agenda item to the Academic Senate with the goal of a future resolution of support. So you all still have an opportunity to lead by example in divesting from these industries that actively endanger our students' futures. If we are in fact committed to justice and liberation as we claim we are, this is a strong but meaningful step towards disentangling our economic well-being from industries that actively harm our world. As my colleague just mentioned, these defense companies manufacture materials utilized in the dehumanization of migrants within our own borders, while also facilitating genocide abroad. I urge the board to follow our students' vision for divestment from the arms and fossil fuel industries. Student support was manifest through the passage of an Associated Students resolution over a year ago. We urge further action from this organization here. Please pass a resolution of support for divestment from both arms manufacturing and fossil fuels. And thank you so much for your time, and I better grade some papers.
Thank you, Professor Krichka. Good luck grading those papers. And that concludes public comments.
Great. Thank you. And thank you for our comments today. Next, we're going to move to the approval of minutes for our last Board of Trustees regular meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
A move
I'll
by
second.
Moved by Trustee Silver, seconded by Trustee Aragon. For this one, I would normally go to the student trustee first, but student trustee, I would recommend you abstain from this one just because you weren't here for our, I mean, technically, right, for our last meeting. So student trustee,
Abstain.
thank you. The rest of the board, aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Thank you. Thank you for understanding that. Next, any board committees have any reporting out? Oh, trustee Silver.
The Budget and Audit Committee met, and we have a pro forma, we don't use the word pro forma, tentative budget. And I believe we will have a presentation on that later.
Excellent. Thank you.
I have one thing to add on that since I'm on the committee. I just want to say, Vice President Gutierrez, I really appreciate and your staff putting that together. It was very clear. I was asking for a line by line description. I don't think I need that now. So thank you very much for your presentation and thank your staff.
Excellent. Thank you. We'll move to our consent calendar. Sorry, I thought I heard someone. Okay. Move to our consent calendar now for the approval of items F1 through G15. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Silver. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Gibson. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. First, student trustee.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Thank you. Next is our personnel calendar, where the student trustee doesn't vote. Can I have a motion to approve personnel consent calendar items H2 to H4?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Liu. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Gibson. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That passes unanimously. Thank you. And next, we have an information item for our Tournament of Roses Fellows. Dr. Gomez.
We're happy to have our Tournament of Roses Fellows program making a presentation this evening. This is a partnership with our Freeman Center here at Pasadena City College. We have Aida Mucino and also Matthew Villegas here to make a presentation. Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ida Mucino. I am the Community Relations Manager at the Tournament of Roses. Our team has had the pleasure of leading what we call a passion program. So this was in partnership with the amazing PCC staff, so Salvatrice, everyone at the Freeman Center, Jackie, Noel, Isa. They have all been just key partners in the success of this program. Proud to share that we're currently planning for this upcoming year. Very excited for the enhancements we'll be making. So I just wanted to provide you a little bit of background, just share our gratitude for our partnership, and obviously then introduce Matthew and hear his firsthand experience. All right, so a little bit about the program. This is an 8-month-long fellowship that provides critical professional and educational support to underrepresented populations of PCC. We really just help them while they attend PCC and as they look towards their future and their goals. Not only do they learn about the tournament's community presence and programs, events, and initiatives, but they kind of get to see the operations behind the scenes of what goes on when it comes to the Rose Parade and the Rose Bowl game. So truly, they get that behind the scenes experience, perspective of the Rose Parade and the Rose Bowl game. And they're kind of given the experience of how our staff and our 935 volunteer members come together to provide America's New Year celebration on January 1st. So these two fellows received $10,000 over their 8 months and their experience with us. And in the next slide, you'll just see some past participants, maybe some familiar faces. Our inaugural year, we had Azucena Duran, who graduated from UCLA last year and is now up in the Bay Area working at a local nonprofit there. And then we had Asia Chang, who will be graduating from USC next year. And last year, thanks to PCC's support, we were able to enhance the program and escalate it to 2 Rose Fellows a year. So we had Elika and Ricardo. And again, we're just very proud of their accomplishments. We all stay in contact. We're always a resource for them. And we're just always excited to see all the amazing things they're doing. And now I'll be introducing Matthew. Matthew, Nee was unable to make it today. She's actually at UCSB. But they were obviously our 2024-2025 Rose Fellows. So over the course of these 8 months, we've just really seen their growth and the impact that this program has had on their career, on their lives, on our relationships with them, making a lasting impact, hopefully not only on them, but on our staff as well. So Matthew, I'll let you introduce yourself and then carry on with your experience.
Do I just press this? Yeah. Good evening, everybody. My name is Matthew Viegas. I'm really happy and pleased to be here tonight. And first of all, I just want to give a huge thanks to Pasadena City College and the Freeman Center for just giving me this opportunity to enhance my professional development career. Before this, I was working as a sales associate, and I think just with this program, it opened up so many doors for me and just so many experiences, just with business, marketing, parade development, finance. There's just so much that this program has really taught me. So thank you so much. Okay. So within this program, some of the projects that I did was project managed. I was able to lead my first project manage meeting with LARC, and this was really kind of like in partnership in creating the today's youth empowerment program, which is formerly like known as This Gen. Some of you may know this program. It takes place at it took place this year at the Rose Bowl. Previously, it was held at Pasadena City College. And within this meeting, I was able to kind of talk a little bit about, transportation issues and employment for high school students and community college students like myself. I'm a student here at PCC that commutes. So I'm not from Pasadena. I'm not from the San Gabriel Valley. I'm actually from East Los Angeles. So, I make my commute here. It's about an hour and a half to Pasadena by train and by bus. So I did talk a little bit about that with LARC, and it was just so great to just talk about some of the issues and some other opportunities that I might know of that can be implemented in this year's program. I think I can talk a little bit or touch base on what NE did a little bit, which is a Read Across America. So this was also with the Community Relations Department. NE was able to read to local Pasadena PUSD students from Altadena and Pasadena. And I was also able to create a sign-up genius, and I actually contacted local principals, faculty, and staff at local schools in Altadena and Pasadena to create this event and have enough readers for these students. I was about to read to some of these students in French, so that would be really cool, but I was pretty sick. And another project that I did with community relations is the annual appeal with Lineage Dance Company in Pasadena. I was able to partner up with USC Libraries to kind of get exclusive interview footage that USC Library did with Lineage Dance Company to reveal some of Lineage Dance Company's workshops. And this is these workshops are designed for students, for anyone who's diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. So I was able to get enough information to create an annual appeal and also learn more about what the tournament and the house has done for this dance company and for the workshops. What is that? Oh, and then for the cross-departmental project. So this one was with the parade development. So this is our kind of like our sponsor recap project that we did. And at the end of the year, we kind of do this recap after the Rose Parade. And so some of the sponsors that we had included Wicked, Trader Joe's, San Diego Zoo, Kaiser, Honda, much more. And this is where I learned a little bit of the marketing skills that were really beneficial to me, and something that I could definitely implement later on in my academic studies and career opportunities as well.
Also, with this, I was also able to do I was able to work with the Mexican consulate in downtown Los Angeles, where we created the Dia de los Muertos event, and I was able to just attend the table, be at the welcome table, meet with different, PUSD students and staff, and handing out also the scholarship money for some of these students. It was such a great event, and it was so nice just to reconnect with the Mexican consulate as well. And so, yeah, this is basically some of the program highlights that I just want to share. I mean, these are just amazing photos of Nee and I. Sorry, I don't have my glasses, so if you see me pausing, just let you know. But yeah, some of these photos here, they're from the Rose Parade. It was my first time attending the Rose Parade, and also just being a part of this event. This was my first time, and just being able to help with parade development, and also just see what the Pasadena community has to offer, and just seeing the true beauty in that as well, and also just representing PCC as well, and also the Rose Court, and also just getting an exclusive tour of the Rose Bowl. Never really been there before, and so just working with the finance department as well with the Rose Bowl and the Rose Bowl Foundation to kind of learn more about some of the future updates that the stadium is going to have, and so that pretty much wraps up some of the work I've done at the Tournament of Roses. And so some of the next steps that I can talk a little bit about for myself is I will be attending UCLA this fall. I'm super excited. I will be majoring in pre-global studies, and I aspire to be a future diplomat or work for the U.S. Department of State or U.S. World Affairs, international relations, anywhere along the lines. And currently I serve as a civic leader for the city of West Hollywood. So I'm wrapping up my time there as well. And I will be representing California in Washington, D.C. this summer for the Global Studies program there with Georgetown. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Matthew. Again, we just wanted to come here to share our gratitude for this partnership, for this program. We think it just has that direct impact on students. Again, as I mentioned, this is a passion program, and as long as PCC would love to partner on it, we're here. We completely support it, and would like to, again, just thank you and show our gratitude.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. First, thanks so much for that incredible presentation. Congratulations also, Matthew, to your success and your next steps. We're really excited for you. Does any of my colleagues have any comments or questions or anything?
Go ahead,
Trustee
go ahead.
Trustee Adgon?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. And thank you so much for your presentation. You might want to come back to the podium because I'm going to ask a few questions. So the first, again, like I said, when I was here, I remember the Rose Parade organization reaching out to me specifically when I was coordinating the Puente program to help recruit some of our students to really diversify their volunteer corps. So I really appreciate that. So a couple of questions I know you mentioned. I want to ask, is this that something that students apply to? Are they selected from? And what is that criteria? That's my first question.
Yeah, absolutely. So we work with the Freeman Center. They screen the first few rounds of applicants. So once they screen those applicants, then we receive about the top 10 from them. And then on our end, we conduct Zoom interviews, in-person interviews. And so that's kind of what the application process looks like. They kind of share it out on their end.
So how many students, how many individuals apply? Do you know the number?
I want to say on average about 80 to 90.
Okay. Yeah, I think let's see. I just want a little more information on the Day of the Dead, the Dia de los Muertos event. Because I was trying to keep notes quickly. That's a collaboration with and who and how?
Yes, absolutely. So that is an art competition that we host in the fall. So for that one, we really reach out to all of Southern California. It's not just PUSD, which is amazing to kind of get in contact with all of our partners. That's where the LARC collaboration came from. So we host this art competition between ages 4 to 18. So there's 3 age categories. And there's really no limit on what art pieces we accept. You can submit sculptures, drawings, paintings, and so students enter their drawings. We have a judging committee, and then once they're selected, we have about 30 finalists on average every year, and they're invited to a reception. And we have great partners, Telemundo, the Mexican consulate, so yeah.
Great. Thank you. And Matthew, congratulations on UCLA. Go Bruins.
Thank you. Go Bruins.
Other comments? Ryan?
Yeah, I'll just make a quick comment to thank you for running such an amazing program. And it's wonderful seeing the photos of the just 3 classes of students right now. And congratulations, Matthew. And best of luck. We are very grateful you're going to be a diplomat. Please solve all our foreign relations issues. And congratulations again. Have a great time at UCLA.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you
so
again.
much.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, our next item is the receipt of the fiscal year 23-24 Measure PCC Citizens Bond Oversight Committee Annual Report. And we are pleased to have Dr. Opal, who chairs the important committee, here with us today. So, Dr. Opal?
Thank you, President Alton and trustees. Thank you for the work you do. I'm here to present the report, which you have, not just to you, but to the public. It's in the board docs packet. And 2000, Prop 39 passed the Education Improvement Act, so 25 years ago. I was on the PCC Foundation board then, and I remember getting a briefing on it. Little did I think that from middle age, which I was then, I would be up here in old age presenting this report. But the implementation of this report of Prop 39 is encoded in the Education Code sections 15278, 15280, 15282. And on page, the last of those sections has to do with the qualifications of the members who you appointed. They're listed on page 3 of the report. And I want to tell you what a wonderful job you've done, because they not only meet the objective qualifications, but the experience and background, whether they are representing a particular interest group like old people, taxpayers, students in PCC, or the different geographical areas, or who they are, retired PCC employees, retired PCC faculty, among them people with good backgrounds in law, serving on school boards, serving as mayors in our surrounding communities. They bring a richness and insights to the questions that they ask. So you have fully, during this last year, fulfilled the requirements in staffing under 15282. Now, section 15280 says that you're supposed to provide us with resources, not from the bond issue, both technical resources, but administrative cooperation and whatever's necessary for us to investigate, get documentation, and do whatever's necessary to carry out the duties under 15278, which is what our committee members are supposed to do. I want to especially recognize one of those duties is to provide a report to our specifications that we think is clear and communicates the things in 15278. Jillian Beck and Alex Beckelheide were terrific in helping us get this report out and to disseminate it. The staff was wonderful in providing us what was necessary and in providing access to not only the auditors but law firms to let us understand what's required under Prop 39 and under the sections of the Education Code. to let us learn our limitations, what we can do, what we can't do, and all that. So we had, and I can tell you that section was fulfilled because you provided us everything we needed. And sometimes I think we might have been a little irritating about it because there was a question, how do we know we can trust the auditor? And do we have the right to go out and hire another auditor if we don't like this auditor's answers and all that? So we got, in the end, the committee was fully satisfied that we got the support under that section. Now, 15278 has a dozen or more line titles, each of one which are complicated. We studied all those, and we tried to see, and basically what it says, that we're supposed to provide assurance that the monies are being spent in compliance with what was said in the language of the bond issue. But it also says that we're supposed to assure that there is maximal economy in the use of the funds. That led to us, after understanding what we could do and couldn't do, trying to put everything in context, understanding how the physical construction fit the master plan and all of the things you grapple with, and looking at enrollment changes, the fact that we don't just serve Pasadena City, we serve a greater Pasadena community. We have specialties and things and draw from far beyond, and try to understand what the educational master plan is and the difficulties that you're coping with. And then you have a facilities master plan. The educational master plan is focused on student success. So is the facilities plan, and we tried to keep all that in mind and then ask, how does this translate into the way the bond money's being spent? And we grilled the staff a lot on that. We went back and we took public comment, we listened, and we went back to those comments sometimes, and when somebody was critical and said, you said you were going to do this, but we think you're doing that, we went and investigated, we did site visits, and when we got done, we think we did a pretty good job of turning over every stone and looking and inspecting as best we could. Part of that, as you know, in terms of the way projects are bid, you don't go for the lowest cost bidder, you go to an arrangement where you pick somebody that's well qualified, and things change all along the way. Different parts of a project come together, so we worked hard to understand that. We also worked hard to understand what's going on in our community, to our tax base, the destruction of the fires, what the implications are from having cost of labor go up. We looked at what was called project labor agreements, community workforce participation agreements, I think they're called now, the implications of that. And we looked at volatile material prices, and looked ahead. This is also a time, this is the beginning of the spending of all this money that we have, the $565 million. So this is a planning stage where things are being projected, and we looked at those and your prioritization. And I have to say that everything was examined in detail, debated in some cases. We had people who held out, and we stuck with everything until everybody was satisfied. So I can tell you that all three of those sections of the education code during this last year have been fulfilled, and we thank you for your trust in us and having us give the bond, do the bond oversight. And we're proud of the fact that PCC's bonds are in such demand that they have as good a rating as U.S. Treasury bills now, that they have been downgraded one notch, so you are AA+. We also are happy that we're undergoing this process, even though, as you see on page 2 of this, Measure PCC passed with over 70% votes of the votes in favor of it, so you didn't need to go the Prop 39 way. You could have, which demands only 55% and the strict oversight, but we think the money is being spent well, and we're honored to be able to serve PCC. Thank you very much, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Opal, and thank you to the members of your committee who have worked so diligently over the last many months. And we appreciate the service of the CBOC and the important role that the CBOC plays in oversight for our bond measures. So thank you for your time. Trustee Gibson?
Yeah, I also want to express my thanks to you and the other committee members, volunteers who've taken on this vitally important task. So I really appreciate all the work that your committee has put in. Thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank you
would
very
say
much.
thank you for your presentation, and I look forward to my appointee joining this committee, which is going to be approved tonight. So I hope that you all get to work very well together, continue to work well together. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, can I get a motion to receive the CBOC's report?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Liu. Can I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Kwong. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. Student Trustee?
Aye.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 That passes unanimously. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Opel, for your
Thank
time.
you, Dr.
We
Opel.
appreciate your time. Trustee Aragon teed this up for us. We have one more appointment to make to the manager PCC CBOC, Trustee Aragon's appointment. So that's J2. Can I have a motion to approve the appointment?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Aragon. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Liu. Any discussion?
I just want to mention that Ms. Montalvo is a business owner and is a graduate from Vanguard University. She doesn't live her and her husband don't live too far from my home, and I really appreciate her volunteering and her commitment to our students and our community. I will say, just as an added note, that we went to elementary school together, junior high together, and high school together. That wasn't the reason why I appointed her, though, because we weren't actually that close. We were close for a while, but I would just say that, our lives went different directions. But I just want to say that her commitment to not only her business and to the business that it serves, it's a construction business. She's done her and her husband have done some wonderful things. She has a background in accounting, and she's going to be a great addition. So thank you very much for giving me the honor. I'll say to her, because I told her to watch tonight, that thank you very much, Teresa, for volunteering, and I look forward to your work.
Thank you. We had a motion in a second. Yes, remembering where I was just now. Okay, that concludes discussion. We'll go to a vote. Student Trustee?
Aye.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Thank you very much. And thank you, Trustee Aragon. Okay, next is our public hearing and adoption of the fiscal year 25-26 tentative budget. In accordance with the Government Code Title 5, 58305, the governing board is required to hold a public hearing prior to the adoption of the tentative budget. And so I will now gavel in our public hearing. If anybody has any public comments, you may approach now. Okay, seeing no comments on this item, the hearing is now closed. And we will now move to a presentation. I think, is Jesse doing this? Oh, right there. I was looking for you. Please, presentation on our 25-26 tentative budget.
Thank you very much, trustees, and good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. President. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to introduce to you the 25-26 Governor's May revision, which feeds to help us develop a tentative budget for the college for the next fiscal year. So before we begin, I'd just like to introduce the process, the vetting process that went through before this budget was presented to the board tonight. It actually went to the Budget and Audit Committee subcommittee first, with Trustee Silver chairing the committee and Trustee Kwan and Trustee Aragon being member. So the presentation was done in detail to these members, and then we spent a lot of time delving into all the numbers and answering everyone's questions. So before further ado, I will let's see if I can operate this correctly. Okay, so before we begin, so I'd just like to give everyone a brief introduction of the overall budget and planning process here at the college. So this colorful wheel presentation here is our integrated planning process, because we're a higher education and then we value participatory governance. So at each one of these timelines all campus constituency groups have a voice and have input and can provide inputs to the college at each of these timestamps. So our fiscal year begins at July 1st, and it turns into a cyclical process. It ends on June 30th. And our fiscal year aligns with the state fiscal year. So the planning process kick off with the fall planning retreat. And with all campus, all hands on deck, providing inputs at the retreat, and then eventually move to prioritization. And the first level being prioritized by the deans and managers, and being prioritized again at the executive level, and it becomes and then being brought up to the spring retreat to be prioritized again by the campus constituents. And all of these input help us as the finance team to shape what our priorities are and what the college's priorities are in terms of funding and also resource allocation. And as far as timing for the budget development, we take, as a public institution, a lot of our funding decisions are really heavily influenced by the state's budgetary outlook. So the Government of California provides 3 budgetary outlooks throughout the year. The first one would be the January preliminary budget. And again, at the May revision, which he will true out the budget to provide us with a lot of great information, which help us develop this tentative budget that we have today. And then lastly, the final budget bill will be signed in a couple of days by June 15th, and that will help us shape our final budget for the next fiscal year, which will be brought forward to the trustee in the September's board meeting. So let's begin to take a brief overview of what was in the governor's May revised budget. So the budgetary outlook for the state can be described by 3 things. First of all, it's tariff, and also immigration policy, and cost of federal workforce. So the overarching picture will be a significant dampened outlook. And the 3 elements really lower our tax revenue projection for the next 3 fiscal years, so 25, 26, all the way till 28, 29. And also coupled with increasing growth in expenditures to create an overall estimated shortfall for the entire state at about $12 billion.
Jesse, could you move the mic a little bit closer if you don't mind?
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Is that better?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And also, there are deferral and lower projection that's being thrown out there. So deferral meaning that what does it mean for our community colleges? So the May revision proposes $531.6 million worth of deferrals to fund the student-centered funding formula. What that means to PCC is that there may be a chance that the money that the state will be paying us will be delayed. So there may be at this point we're not unsure of, we don't have information as far as how long the delay will be, and but we are preparing for the rainy days, and just all that means that there's a possibility that it may affect our cash flow. Also, the lower projection, the cost of living adjustment was lower from the 2.43% proposed in January, downgraded to 2.3% in the May revision. What the good thing about this for PCC, the positive would be that we've contacted the state chancellor's office and verified that the PCC will be eligible for the small cost of living adjustment for our SCIP formula. Certain categorical programs will also receive this cost of living adjustment. The programs here at PCC that will be enjoying this benefit includes adult education, EOPS, DSPS, apprenticeship, CalWorks, and mandated block grant. And also, the state also offers increased funding incentive for schools that have grown beyond their pre-pandemic FTS number. So for schools that will be eligible for growth funding, then that portion had increased from 0.5% to 2.35%. At this point, because PCC has not grown beyond our pre-pandemic number, so we are not yet eligible. And a few more incentives that was proposed in the January budget, but are either canceled or reduced funding in the May revision. So first of all, a new proposal that was, actually is not a new proposal, but an ongoing conversation. But in the January, there were some real figures that were being devolved in this project that was hoping to take place is the Collaborative Enterprise Resource Planning Project. So what the Chancellor's Office was planning and hoping to do is build a common ERP system where all of the California community colleges can utilize. So instead of having our own banner system, we would jump on the state system. But however, in this May revised budget, that project has been scrapped for the moment. And 3 more projects is going to be experiencing reduced funding. So first off is the Cloud Data Platform project. So this project is ongoing. It's also at the State Chancellor's Office. What that does is a revised platform for the community colleges to provide to submit data to the Chancellor's Office. So that funding has been reduced from $162.5 million down to merely $12 million. And PCC is participating in this project, so we're just we're expecting that the process or the expectation for completion will be probably slowed down. And for Rising Scholar Network, the funding for this program will be reduced from $30 million to $10 million. And for PCC, we're expecting a proportionate decrease of funding for our core program. And last but not least is the Prior Learning Program. This is a new initiative by the Chancellor's Office, and this is to gear towards working adults to be able to qualify their work experience into actual credits. So this program was proposed at $50 million to one-time funding to get the program started, and $7 million ongoing, and that has been dialed down to $50 million one-time and $5 million ongoing. So let's look at how that shapes into PCC's tentative budget. So the tentative budget is really a proposed estimated budget because the state has not finalized their budgetary negotiation. But however, we do need to have a budget to continue our operation upcoming July 1st. So this is why we bring forward 2 budgets to the board, one at this time for the tentative budget and one in September, which will be called the adopted budget. That's our final budget for the next fiscal year. So what we have here is a comparative view of what the board had adopted for the 24-25 adopted budget when compared to what we're proposing for the 25-26 tentative budget. So if you can see, total revenue increased slightly from $216 million to $221 million. A significant portion of that had to do with the 2.3 proposed cost of living adjustment. And costs of expenses are also growing at a significant rate. We have already been contacted by several vendors that have either preliminary increased their prices due to the fear of tariff or other concerns, and also our cost for insurance has also increased quite a bit due to the fire. So with that, we're anticipating our expenses to grow from $216 million to $221 million. And with that, give us a small deficit at this moment in time at about $593,000. So that just translates to be about 0.2% of the total budget. But we are proactively working with all areas of the college to close the budgetary gap. So the goal is by September, when we come forward to the board to present our adopted budget, we will be presenting a balanced budget. So at this point, we are still projecting that we will be maintaining the fund balance at about 24%. So well above the 18% reserve that's in our board policy. So the last slide shows the beginning and ending fund balance for all of the funds that at PCC. And what I like to point out is the transfer column. So the transfer column, if we go back to one last page, there's a $7.2 million transfer under the expense column. So all of these money this is where all of the transfer the money is going to be devoted into all these different funds. So first of all, there's about $2.2 million going into the restricted general fund. So a big portion of that is to support our police and cadet force. And $36,000 of that is to support our child development center. And $600,000 is going to our capital outlay fund to support our technology refresh program. And $2.3 million is to pay for the annual premium for the property and liability insurance. and 2.1 million is to pay for our annual costs for our OPEB retiree benefits program. So all of that, all of our funds are expected to stay to show a positive ending balance at the end of the year. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Jesse. I'll go to the colleagues for questions. I have a quick question, actually. Sure. If you can jump back one slide. Looking at Fund 42, which is the measure, the Measure PCC Fund, is what we're expecting is that in the next fiscal year, we're going to spend down the first Series A monies for Measure PCC?
So at this point, we are all the funds are obligated into projects. Whether we are going to be 100% complete those projects, probably not likely. But we just wanted to be able to present that all of these funds have a placeholder already.
Which is great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Any of my colleagues have any questions?
I just have one point regarding our core students, specifically, right, and how that's going to possibly impact them. That hopefully the college will look at that and maybe make some adjustments somewhere where we can not let that severely impact our students, especially in the core program. But I'll let you all work that out. But thank you. I just wanted to voice my concern and my hope for that.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Jesse. If there are no further questions, can I get a motion to adopt the tentative budget?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Aragon. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Silver. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. Student Trustee?
Aye.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That passes unanimously. Thank you so much, Jesse. I know it's a lot of work, so thank you. Thank you, VP Gutierrez. And the entire team. Okay, we're now going to our next item, J4, which is a certification of signatures. Can I get a motion to authorize signatures?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Gibson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Liu. Any discussion? Okay, we'll move to a vote. Student Trustee?
Aye.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Thank you. Next, J5, adoption of Resolution 860, the authorization for temporary interfund cash borrowing. Motion to approve?
Move to combine
Okay.
approval of 5 and 6.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Moved by Trustee Gibson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Liu. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. Student Trustee?
Aye.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Trustee Aragon, your vote?
Yes.
Thank you. That's
Pardon me.
unanimous. Next, Resolution 861 for Immigrant Heritage Month. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Aragon. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Kwong. Do you have a discussion?
I just think this is extremely timely, right?
Timely
and
and
it's
important.
it's not only timely, it's pertinent and important, in that we all, I can't say all, that we stand in solidarity with our immigrant community.
Thank you. I concur. Okay, we'll move to a vote. Student Trustee?
Aye.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you. Next, Resolution number 862, celebrate recognizing Juneteenth, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Moved by Trustee Gibson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Student Trustee. Perfect.
Yes.
Any discussion? Awesome. Okay, we're going to move to a vote. Student Trustee?
Aye.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Next, for Resolution 863, which recognizes some important contributions to the cultural landscape of the college and our broader community. I know that we have a brief performance that's going to introduce this item. May I ask the Yanquita Aztec Dance Group to come into our
Meeting.
boardroom? I know they're walking in. You can hear them walk in.
They've been waiting out there patiently.
Welcome, 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 please.
Board of Trustees. My name is Maggie Calderon. I am the captain of this group. And we're very honored to be recognized for our 35th anniversary as a group. We have done a lot of cooperation with the college here in Pasadena throughout the 35 years. And not only Pasadena College, but a lot of the community entities. Diversity is alive, and it will be alive for many, many more years. We're very proud to do that. Our members here, which are only a few, we have probably like around 35 or so, are people who have resilient and proud of their culture. A lot of these young people and their families went through the whole Eaton fire and all the sacrifices and everything that we also are going through with the crisis of immigration. So for you, we're honored that we presented to you a blessing and a dance. And thank you so much.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. We have a resolution, certainly tonight, to recognize your incredible work. Before I ask for a motion, however, we have been grateful to receive this blessing today because Trustee Aragon brought this to us. I want to see if Trustee Aragon had any comments first.
Yeah, thank you very much. I just, I want to say a couple of things. Maggie, thank you much for your commitment. I've had the opportunity to dance a little bit on Wednesdays with you when I could make it. I promise to be there more often because I need to be there. I want to acknowledge the students who are my former Puente student right here. She's an alum. And we have many students we have many participants and members that are alum from this campus. So I want to acknowledge them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Again, I just want to acknowledge your deep connections, not only to the community, but to PCC in general. Can I just read the last part of the resolution?
Please, you could.
So I'm just going to, we're going to give this to you, but I just want to read the last part. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees recognizes Yanquitli Aztec Group for more than 35 years of contributions to the cultural life of Pasadena Area Community College District and sends the organization its best wishes for ongoing success. Él es Dios.
Thank you. Trustee Aragon, would you like to make the motion to approve this?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Aragon. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Kwong. We'll move to a quick vote. Student Trustee?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Thank you very much. And Trustee Aragon, let's present the resolution and we'll take a quick photo if that's okay with everyone. Yeah, we'll come to you guys. Okay. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Thank you. She said she has a gift for us, so she'll bring it. I'll make sure we get it.
Okay.
Yes, another gift.
I hope everyone's awake now. Okay.
Feel much better now.
Yeah. All right. Our next item is resolution number 864, a supplementary retirement plan. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Liu. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Gibson. Because this is personnel item, student trustee won't vote on this item. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Thank you. Next few items are all personnel items. Just flagging that really quickly. The next item is the approval of the MOU between the district and the PCC CFT regarding the hybrid work benefit program. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Silver. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by trustee Aragon. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you. Next is item J12, the receiving the initial sunshine proposal for negotiations for the initial contract period from the SEIU Local 721 to the district. Can I have a motion to receive?
So
Move to
moved.
approve.
I'm going to say that was moved by trustee Gibson and seconded by trustee Liu.
Sounds good.
Any discussion? Seeing none, we will move to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Thank you. And next, for the sunshine proposal from the district to the SEIU Local 721, I wanted to take a moment as we do for these items to take any public comments on this item. I'll wait a moment. Okay, seeing no comments on this item, can I have a motion to receive this?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Silver. Can I have a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by trustee Aragon. All in favor?
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Next, item J14, setting the day and time of regular meetings for the remainder of this calendar year. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Moved by trustee Kwong. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Seconded by student trustee. Excellent. Any discussion? And just flagging for folks that the calendar goes until December 2025 because of the board policy that we reapproved last time. And so our next reorganization meeting is going to also be in December because of that policy that was approved last time. Okay, we'll move to a vote. Student trustee?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Thank you. Next, J15, the approval of additions, modifications, and deletions to the credit and non-credit curriculum. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Aragon. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Liu. Any discussion? Keep battling it out. Okay.
Sorry, trustee
We'll
Gibson.
we'll move to a vote. Student trustee?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you. All right, we're next to announcements and reports, and we'll begin with our superintendent president, Dr. Gomez.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Trustee Huang. I'm pleased to share some updates from across our PCC community. This is, of course, our favorite time of year, certainly my favorite time of year as president. This is a time where we come together to honor the accomplishments of our incredible graduates and celebrate with their friends and families at our end-of-the-year events, cultural graduations, and commencements. Each celebration is a powerful reflection of the resilience, talent, and diversity that define our community. I'm especially looking forward to our commencement on Friday, and I hope to see many of you there. I'm also happy to share that this year our enrollment was up 8% overall from last year. That's in spite of all of the challenges and complexities that we've had over the last year. In addition, our summer enrollment is also off to a very strong start, currently tracking 1,500 students ahead of where we were at this time last year. I want to make sure that we recognize all of the campus staff, faculty, and everyone involved in this ongoing effort to maintain and increase our enrollment. This is a testament to the ongoing dedication of our outreach, counseling, and instructional teams, and the growing trust of our students and the community, the trust that they place in us. Thank you to everyone working hard to ensure that our students stay on their academic paths this summer. Next week, the college will be closed on June 19th in observance of the Juneteenth holiday. I encourage all of you to join us on June 18th for a special commemorative gathering held in partnership with the Pasadena chapter of the NAACP at 1 p.m. in the Circadian Room. This is a moment to reflect on the ongoing struggle for freedom and equality and to recommit ourselves to building an inclusive and just college community. Earlier today, we held a wonderful event to raise the pride flag in honor of LGBTQIA+ community. Thank you to Board President Alton Wong and Trustee James Aragon and also Trustee Steve Gibson for joining us. And thank you to the Pride Center and Institutional Equity, Diversity, and Justice for organizing such a great celebration. The Pride flag will proudly wave above Robinson Stadium during our commencement on Friday. I'm also especially proud that the board just passed a resolution recognizing June as Immigrant Heritage Month. In light of recent news reports of increased federal immigration enforcement activity and related demonstrations across Los Angeles County, I know that many of us in our community have been feeling fear and anxiety. Please know that our highest priority is the safety and well-being of our students, and we remain unwavering in our commitment to providing a welcoming and supportive environment for all. In times like these, the strength and compassion of our PCC community matter more than ever. Let's stand together and continue creating a campus where all students can thrive. As we close our academic year, I want to take a moment to reflect on the extraordinary times we've lived through together. From the devastating fires in January to the ongoing uncertainties facing so many in our region and across the country, this has been a year of hardship and healing, of deep challenges and deeper resilience. Through it all, our PCC community has shown up for one another with compassion, determination, and unwavering care. Whether it is our nursing students and faculty volunteering in the fire recovery efforts, or our teams supporting students, or the everyday acts of kindness that happen quietly across our campuses, the heart of this college has never been more evident. I am so proud to be a part of a community where people lead with empathy, where equity is more than a goal, it's a shared responsibility, and where we face hard moments together rather than alone. At Pasadena City College, community truly comes first, and that makes all the difference. Thank you all for everything you've done this year. I look forward to continuing our important and hopeful work together in the next academic year. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gomez. Next, announcements by shared governance representatives and then the Board of Trustees. For the first time, I'll introduce Associated Students President Chloe Deng.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So, as you've stated, my name is Chloe Dang, and I'm very, very pleased and excited to be able to serve and represent AS for the next school year. I know that I have really big shoes to fill, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. I'd also like to take a moment to honor the other VPs who I will be working alongside with for the next school year, who have all worked incredibly diligently over the last few weeks, and who I know are just as excited as I am. So that would be Abraham Jin for the Vice President of Academic Affairs, Maria Infante for the Vice President of Student Services, Madeline Lauterbach for the Vice President of External Affairs, Savannah Robles for the Vice President of Campus Activities, Maya Rosas for the Vice President of Equity, Kayleen Akopian for the Chief Justice, and of course our very own Daria Darakshani for the Student Trustee. Again, we're all very excited and I look forward to meeting you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We look forward to working with you. Classified Senate.
Good afternoon, Board of Trustees. Classified Senate officially wrapped up our year on June 4th. Throughout this year, we focused on three core themes: community, communication, and advocacy. To foster community, we worked to strengthen campus connections and increase campus classified visibility through events such as our Fall General Meeting, Classified Spirit Week, and Classified Professional Development Day. In the spirit of communication, we have prioritized information sharing, most notably through our launch of our classified newsletter. Lastly, our advocacy efforts focus on representing the voices and interests of classified staff. We are proud to share that these guiding principles will continue into the 25-26 fiscal year. We extend our sincere gratitude to the board for approving Resolution 852 at the May meeting commemorating Classified Employee Week. As Resolution 852 states, classified professionals provide vital services to students and the college community, demonstrating resilience and integrity, and promote a strong, positive educational environment while ensuring students' safety and support. With that, we are thankful to the President's Office, Foundation Office, and Management Association for hosting the Classified Carnival. We also appreciate Academic Senate, the Office of Instruction, and the Office of Student Services for sponsoring treats that week. While small in gesture, the acts of appreciation reflect a greater truth. Classified professionals are cornerstone to PCC's daily operations. We'd finally like to extend a warm welcome to Kai Kusonia, who will be serving in ITS, and Lilith Maradian, who will be assisting in financial aid. Thank you, and that concludes our report.
Thank you very much. Management Association.
Good evening. On behalf of the Management Association, I'd like to begin by welcoming the newest member of our management team, our interim grounds supervisor, Tony Casillas. Tony brings with him a deep commitment to the campus, from a non-credit student to a campus leader, and his leadership has already been instrumental in the rejuvenation of our iconic mirror pools, a visible and symbolic step forward as we mark our centennial year. In that same spirit, we want to bid a warm farewell to Beverly Heasley as she embarks on her new adventure. Thank you, Beverly. You will definitely be missed. Next, we're proud to introduce our newly elected MA board for the 25-26 academic year. That's President Emily Bangham, Vice President yours truly, Treasurer Dr. Veronica Jaramillo, Secretary Dr. Francisco Suarez, and coordinators will be continuing Sandra Meda Walker. As this year, academic year draws to a close, we want to take a moment to acknowledge the incredible dedication of our managers, many of whom have gone above and beyond during some of the most challenging and rewarding moments of the year. Whether it was launching the year with Dr. Jason Robinson's impactful Professional Development Day, responding to emergencies like the January fires with long hours and quick leadership, or creating long-term recovery programs, especially through the efforts of Dean Derderian and Dean Barbosa, our team showed resilience and resolve. Our commitment to students has also been visible through events like Open House, where the FYE team, led by Dr. Brock Klein, Emily Bangham, and myself, welcomed thousands of families with a warmth and support. As we now look towards commencement with many managers involved, we want to acknowledge two unsung heroes whose behind-the-scenes effort to elevate every ceremony, Eladio Fernandez and Gilbert Rivera. With their diligence and patience, they help make the magic happen. This season, they and many of our administrators have also helped contribute to the powerful affirmation of belonging and cultural identity. Across May and June, PCC hosted a beautiful series of cultural graduations, Black Grad, APITA, Pride, Latine, and others, each creating intentional space to honor the lived experiences of our students. These events don't just celebrate milestones, they affirm identities. In that spirit, we also want to recognize the collective efforts of our colleagues across the college who have been working to establish PCC as a designated Black Serving Institution, or BSI, a major achievement that reflects years of hard work, community voice, and continued commitment to equity and access. Your efforts, Oren Awaneri, Tuk Thon Tharaj, Miri Maltunji, Jackie Johnson, Carrie Starbird, Tamika Alexander, TJ, and of course, Quay Dang and Dr. Carrie Bolin, the entire IEDJ team, and everyone else who has contributed all make us PCC proud. And while we celebrate, we remain vigilant, following President Dr. Jose Gomez's recent message addressing the ICE raids in our region. The Management Association adds our voice to affirm that we stand in full support of our undocumented students, staff, and their families. Our community is hurting, but it is also holding firm. We will continue to lead with compassion, with courage, and with unwavering commitment to justice. Lastly, I'd like to share a few parting words from our outgoing MA President, Carlos Tito Altamirano, who could not be here this evening due to his nephew's culmination. Thank you, Dr. Gomez and trustees, for helping guide PCC toward a more collaborative and student-centered leadership culture. I've served this campus in many roles, as a student, as classified staff, and now as an administrator. Shared governance isn't just a model to me, it's personal. It's where I found my voice. It's where I first learned that leadership isn't about control, but about connection. I know we're in a period of transition. That can be challenging, but also exciting. The Management Association is ready to take an active role in shaping this next chapter and to help build a future that honors the voices and contributions of all. Thank you for allowing me to lift up our amazing managers every month. It's been one of the greatest honors of my professional journey. I look forward to seeing you all Friday at commencement. This concludes our report. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Next, we'll go to Academic Senate.
Thank you. Good evening. I'd like to report that our last Academic Senate meeting of the academic year was on June 2nd, where it was announced that our executive board was reelected. We plan to accomplish much during the next academic year, as this year we have done much in the way of attaining the goals we set for ourselves, from the creation of multiple working groups on artificial intelligence, part-time faculty, and sustainability, to the passage of resolutions on critical topics like a Center for Teaching and Learning, low textbook costs, and the Mutual Defense Compact for California Community Colleges in defense of academic freedom, freedom of speech, institutional integrity, the research enterprise, and diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility initiative brought forth by our Social Justice Committee. It was a successful year, and we look forward to continuing the work we have started in the fall. We like to extend our sincere thanks to those who support the Academic Senate, most especially the Board of Trustees, President Gomez's office, and the Office of Instruction under Dr. Laura Ramirez's leadership. We appreciate all you do to ensure the voice of the faculty and effective shared governance are strong on this campus. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you at commencement and again in the fall.
Thank you. And I should also say congratulations to all the newly elected and re-elected members across your all four of our groups.
Yes.
So congratulations and thank you. We look forward to working with you all in the coming academic year. Okay, we'll come to our dais and we'll begin with our student trustee. If you have a report.
Thank you. I'll keep my message short, given that it's the first meeting. Given that it's my first meeting, I would like to thank the board for giving us students a platform at the administrative level. via the student trustee position. I am looking forward to serving the students of PCC to the best of my capability. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think we all deeply look forward to working with you. Thank you very much. Trustee Silver.
Sure, yes. This is, of course, a busy month. I did something interesting. I attended Councilmember Rick Cole's forum about cycling in Pasadena, and I brought up the lack of linkage with the Allen Station and the proposed greenways. And there was a representative from the city there, and they are going to actively look at that and try to solve that problem so we have good, safe linkage for our students who might want to cycle and walk from Allen to our campus. I attended a moving veterans memorial ceremony here on campus. The student speaker was fantastic, just really worth it. I attended the Pink Pony Prom, which was super fun. And again, I'm so proud of the way our school supports student activities with snacks and food, and they brought in fun things for entertainment and music. So thank you for supporting our students. I attended the Temple City High School graduation. I also attended the Rosemead High School graduation, and this was very special to me because they were celebrating their 75th graduation. And it just so happens that my dad was in that very first graduating class of Rosemead High School. And he drove, God help us, but he drove himself from Irvine up to Rosemead and was honored as an alum from the class of 1950 of Rosemead High School. So that was pretty wonderful. Yeah. Attended also a PETA graduation, core graduation, just moving, wonderful, and Avita. And again, this is something I've said so many times, just our performing arts are outstanding. And the performance of Avita was phenomenal. Professional, well acted, well sung, and I urge all to attend our performances, whether they're music or theatrical. That concludes my report.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Trustee Silver, did you wear the same pink to Pink Pony Prom?
I did.
I'll keep this short. Just one, congratulations to the Shared Governance Committee boards, re-elected and newly elected, and congratulations to Trustee Durkashani. We're really excited for you to join our board. With all the wonderful graduation events, been able to attend a fair amount of them, including the Lavender graduation and the celebration of graduates with students. I had the opportunity to attend the graduation ceremonies for our partner districts as well, in addition to Temple City High School with Trustee Silver and Trustee Kwong. One last thing to note was, PCC was able to support the Dawn Over Dina concert, which was a volunteer-led charity concert that fundraised money to support survivors of the Eaton fire. And because of the foundation support and because of the support of people like Dr. Gomez and Alex Bucklehide, it was an incredible success. They were able to have all the tickets and all the seats filled, and a lot of them went out to the people who survived the fire. They were able to not only have a seat at the charity concert, but also many of them performed as well. So it was a wonderful event. So I want to thank PCC and the foundation for supporting that. And lastly, just to reiterate, of course, what everyone mentioned, I think with everything going on, PCC wants to support every student, that prospective and current student here. So I think that's something we all share as a board and as a college. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Trustee Adegoin.
Okay, thank you. First off, I just wanted to mention that the ESTA group did leave us medicine bags. There is an explanation in there of what it is, so I hope you honor that and take that. So I just want to say that was very moving for me in particular, and I'm sure many others here, because that dance group and their ceremony and their blessing is not just a performance, it's part of our indigenous culture and history, not only in this region, but nationally. And it just moves me to, I almost cried, but I told my former student that I wasn't going to cry we'll save it for later. But it means a lot to me because a lot of the students there, those individuals that were not here, are alum from PCC, so they have direct connection, and they've gone on to some really great things. My appointed student is now a social worker, an active therapist, so I really appreciate her being here. A couple of things. I was able to be part of an LGBTQ learning session that they asked me to speak on leadership and also a little bit on budget. But it was sponsored by Diablo Valley College of North, but it was on Zoom and it was open to the entire state. And then I was appointed to the LGBTQ plus Community College Advisory Board, so I'll be serving in that capacity. And I look forward to bringing back information to all of you as that progresses. I was also asked to be the speaker at the Latine, they call it Latino, but I will call it Latine graduation for Pasadena Unified School District. So that was a great honor. I was one of a few speakers. And I just wanted to mention that my theme and my speech that day was to really let our students know, one, they are welcomed here at PCC, so please enroll and come to PCC if they haven't made their choices yet. But second, I just really wanted to tell the students to always take care of themselves and to reach out to anyone, their family, friends, myself, any of us, if they are ever in need. My biggest concern is the students that are most under target, not only undocumented students, but our LGBTQ plus students, and that they need to know that we are here for them. So please, please take care of yourselves. That was my message. I'm going to go through these quickly. I did attend the ALE recognition ceremony, so thank you for the ALE staff and faculty that put that together. I did attend the Latine recognition ceremony. I call it recognition ceremonies because I know it's not the full graduation. And I want to just acknowledge Miguel, who was a speaker that evening, who did a wonderful job. Miguel and I are going to be meeting next week for lunch so we can see how we can continue to collaborate. I also attended the Evita production, and I got to go with one of my former colleagues, Daniela. She was able to go with me. She's a counselor, and we had a really good time. The individual who held the role of Evita was amazing. Her voice was just beautiful, and I got to meet another individual that is related to a colleague of mine. So that was wonderful. I can't say enough about the art department and the theater arts department. I did attend the RN pinning ceremony. That was very moving yesterday, and I just got some great pictures. Also, the Pride Flag ceremony. I thank you, Dr. Gomez, for being there, and for our individuals that are on staff and students that gave exceptional speeches that were very moving. And then the last thing and most important is I did attend the NCORE conference, so I appreciate that I was able to attend. I wanted to cover just quickly that the core students on our campus under the direction of Raul Ibanez, I want to thank him for his leadership. That was an outstanding workshop and interactive session, and our core students not only shared the services that the campus provides them, but they shared their own goals and what they want to do in their lives. And what resonated with me most is that our core students wanted to remind us that first and foremost, besides just being students in this program and core students, that they want to be known as students primarily first and foremost. I got to break bread with them. We had lunch together. I got to meet many of the artists that are students within the core program, and we got to take a trip over to the Stonewall Museum, because I was in New York, if I didn't mention that. And so we got to go over to the Stonewall Museum, and many of the students that were there got to see what they've learned about in classes here at PCC in real life form. So that was wonderful. And that's it. I will just say that I stand in complete solidarity with my brothers and sisters who are fighting for their human rights, not only Los Angeles, but all over the country. I stand in complete solidarity with you. And this Saturday there will be an event in Glendale. I believe it's called the No Kings event. So if you want to Google that, I will be there Saturday, but I stand in complete solidarity. Thank you.
Trustee Kwong?
Okay. I'd like to welcome our new student trustee, Daria Darashani. Welcome aboard. I I hope you find your service here with us fulfilling and satisfying. And we always appreciate the input of our student trustees, and welcome also our new ASB president and also everyone else. I have to mention that it is an all-woman leadership on my right, and I'm very impressed. So I expect great things. So, okay. We attended, I was at the Pops concert for Professor Luck's second to the last gig that he is doing for PCC aside from commencement this Friday. And I would like to extend my congratulations to Maestro and Professor Kyle Luck for, I think, 19 years of service as a musician and band leader, consummate musician, and watching him instill discipline and order and creating a musical performance from whether it's pop music, marching band music, contemporary music. He does it with such a high degree of professionalism. So I'd like to thank Professor Luck for his wonderful years of service, and the institution is deeply in gratitude. And we presented him with a proclamation from the board for his 19 years of service. I'd like to congratulate Kate for doing such a wonderful job at the APITA commencement and the exhibition of your leadership skills, and being able to hold an event outside of Sexton where even in this quad courtyard, it really was a very, very lovely venue, and I thought it was quite moving to see the APITA students. And so congratulations to them and also the APITA students. I would like to make a comment that, that the board is apprised of events that occur on campus, even though we cannot attend all the events, as long as we are apprised. And even if you can't attend, a brief email before the event occurs as to the nature, so that when the community inquires as to these events, at least we have a way of providing a response and to at least recommend or refer them to a resource at PCC. Thank you.
Trustee Gibson.
Thank you. I want to add my welcome to our new student trustee. Looking forward to working with you. Welcome to our new AS president and all the shared governance leaders that have been elected or reelected. It's been an exciting time of graduations. The diverse graduations have been wonderful to attend. Black grad was amazing. I really appreciated the keynote speaker, Brandon Lamar, who's the president of NAACP Pasadena, who gave a rousing speech to the graduates. I want to congratulate all the graduates at that event. APITA was also, as mentioned, a wonderful event out there on the quad, and very impressive how that came together. I enjoyed the EOP&S grad event. That was very well attended and really great event. CORE was especially impressive. They've increased the number of CORE graduates every year. This year they're up to 23. So they've made great progress every year. That's very impressive what the CORE graduates have brought to the table. The nurse pinning was also wonderful. I attended the release of the Spotlight magazine. The students put this together, and it's the first time in 13 years that they've managed to put it out during the semester in which it is labeled 2025 Spotlight magazine. There's some incredible articles in here. Everybody pick it up and look it over. It's the students did a great job. I want to congratulate Fern Rojas, the editor, and all the staff who worked on it, Courier staff and Spotlight staff, and thanks to their advisor, Nathan McInter. It was a wonderful thing to see. So congratulations to all the students and faculty and staff who are working on the graduations and the commencements. See you all on Friday. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Well, good evening, everybody. I wanted to first take a second to just recommit ourselves to the work that we need to do to support and defend our undocumented students and community here, not just at Pasadena City College, but in our community more broadly. I think in recent days we've all had either a crash course or a reminder course on the importance of civil liberties, basic human rights, due process, and the necessity to have trust. And I think that is what I'm grateful for the people in this room and across our campus, is the trust that people take the time and the difficult work to build trust within our communities and to build trust with our students, because that in local spaces like this one in our community college is critical. And it's critical not just for our students to be able to succeed, but for students to actually even show up every single day. So I'm really grateful for all of that work that continues day in and day out. And I think that is something that we must continually be reminded of. And I think especially as we marked the raising of our pride flag earlier today, we're reminded that, the fight for the rights and the freedoms that we enjoy today extend deep into our histories, but extend deeper as well into the future and in our current moment. So I'm grateful for all the work that we continue to do to not only support and defend our LGBTQI plus community, but certainly our undocumented students here at Pasadena City College. I've also been grateful to attend, again, a number of these commencement celebrations and graduations. It's always incredible just to see the energy and the enthusiasm and the incredible places our students are going. It doesn't matter if they're transferring or taking a job or going on to do something else exciting. I met a student that was that's from New Zealand that was graduating at our international students graduation, met a student that was transferring to Cal at our Lavender graduation, met a student. There's so many incredible stories in this graduating class that I'm just really, really proud of. And I want to congratulate every single student for all the incredible work that they did to reach this important milestone. And certainly a couple other events that I really wanted to uplift is I just felt the incredible energy across our campus for our FYE open house. Angie, was it 1,800 students maybe or something like that?
I think we had about 1,000 students, and we estimate about 2,000 people total.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
which was absolutely incredible. And it's incredible to see the amount of not only certainly work from the outreach team and everybody on campus that is involved in that effort, but a lot of excitement. Some I saw parents, dragging their students along, but mostly I saw really excited students looking forward to taking their next steps. So thank you for all that incredible work. And certainly I had a moment to stop by the carnival that was for Classified Appreciation Day, and wanted to again uplift the incredible work of our classified staff. And I'm grateful that we get to continue to work together in our participatory governance model in the academic year to come. So thank you, everyone. And that concludes my report. Okay.
Mr. Chair, just really quickly, I do not want to miss the fact that I attended the Foothill graduation for our high school students. Francisco and his staff do an amazing job, and I just want to acknowledge those students who graduated. I apologize I didn't get in my report, but
not at all.
Wonderful, wonderful ceremony, and so glad I was able to be there with Christine. Sandra was there with me, so thank you for her for being there also.
Thank you. Okay, next, K2. K3, any proposed future board business meeting dates? Seeing none. Next, proposed future agenda items. Okay, also seeing none. Before we move to adjourn the meeting, I'd like to recommend that we adjourn tonight in memory of Baldwin Park Police Officer Samuel Riveros. Officer Riveros was responding to reports of a shooting when he lost his life in the line of duty. But prior to his service as a first responder, Officer Riveros earned both an associate degree and a certificate of achievement in administration of justice right here at Pasadena City College in 2012. We mourn his passing and extend our condolences to his family and friends. So can I have a motion to adjourn in memory of Officer Riveros?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Aragon. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Seconded by Trustee Gissam. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We are adjourned.